Hello everyone, my name is Clickfollow and welcome back to another episode of the Minecraft Thrive Guide. I hope you guys are having a good day. I'm having a good one so far. We are starting off back here right after our Nether escapade that we made in the last episode. And I think as a continuation of last episode, this episode I think we're going to go back to the Nether and we are going to find ourselves some Netherite so that we can further upgrade our tools and our armor so that we can get a higher durability and strength on them. And I have done a little bit of off-camera preparation for that. Namely, I've been going to our sheep pen and shearing a whole bunch of wool. And that is going to be necessary for making a lot of beds. Yes, we are going to be using beds to be mining in the Nether, and you might think that is a little odd, but we will go into explaining why that works later on. I also have a fair bit of wood so that we can make some wooden planks, and I'm not going to craft those right now because as you know, beds do not stack, so it will just fill up our entire inventory, and it's easier to pack them this way with them broken apart into their separate constituents. But I think we are going to grab ourselves one of the crafting tables that I've made here, and then we are going to head off into the Nether so that we can start mining for some Netherite. And here we are, here back in the Nether, and we have our little shack that we set up in the last episode. But I am going to step out here, take care of some of these nasties around here, and then I think we will go and set up our how rude. Well, with that guy taken care of, excuse you. Well, I think we're going to go set up our netherite mine, and much like in the overworld when we're searching for diamonds, there is a level, a Y level that is more optimal, that has a higher concentration of netherite than other places in the Nether, and on Bedrock Edition, that is also at Y level 12. So we will need to mine down into the world till Y level 12. In Java Edition, I believe that is different. If I remember right, it's about 18, but I could be wrong on that, so don't quote me. But for Bedrock Edition, I know it is 12, so we will be mining down into Y level 12, and I think I'm just going to build that pretty close to spawn here, and I'm going to start making that staircase down. What's really nice as well is with our powered up pickaxe with efficiency 4, we can instant mine this netherrack, so it's not going to be too much of a problem clearing this out and digging down to a low enough level. One thing I did forget before I ran into the Nether here is I forgot my gold armor, so I'm going to run back, put on my gold armor so these piglins will stop attacking me, will leave me alone. And I'll come right back. Alright, now we're back again, and these guys should not give us too much problem. Of course those guys will. There's always something, right? Anyway, back to mining down our little hole. As I was saying, it's not necessary to put torches, because a lot of these mobs will spawn at any light level, and the ones that will not spawn at light level generally are not hostile. So it's not going to be crucial that we light it up, but I just think it looks better, especially for you guys on YouTube, so that you can see it easy. But I will be back with you guys once I've made this down to Y level 12. Welcome back, and as you can see on the upper left hand side of the screen where our coordinates are showing, we are at Y level 12 now, and that took a little while, but we have a little staircase going down here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drill a tunnel that goes however long you want it to be, but we are not going to be mining for ancient debris like we mine for diamond in the overworld with a pickaxe. You can do it and you can be successful at it, but it just takes a ridiculous amount of time because the netherite is or the ancient debris is so much more rare than that of the diamond that it's better to use other means, more explosive means. So once I finish drilling out a sizable hole, then I will come back and I will bring you guys back in, and I will show you guys the method we are going to be using to mine for this ancient debris. Well, we now have a decent start, at least, to our little tunnel, and I have gone ahead and slapped this crafting table down, and I've just made a 2 block tall, 1 block wide hole in the side that we are going to be using to branch off. But I'm gonna go in and first of all I'm gonna make a chest really quick because my inventory is really starting to fill up. So I can just slap a bunch of these things. Make sure there's no piglins around, and then I can throw all this netherrack and blackstone and quartz away, so that we're not, so that it's not in our way and such. But then I'm going to clear a little space from my hotbar, and I'm going to go into our crafting table here and make a bunch of wooden planks just like that, and I'm going to start making beds. Oh, that made a lot of beds. Sweet. Beds, as you know, in the overworld are used for sleeping and for skipping over the night so that you don't have to deal with all the monsters, and they are also useful for resetting your spawn location. In the Nether, as you know, there is no sky. If you try and go up to the top, you're going to hit a bedrock roof, similarly to how if you go down in the overworld, you will hit a bedrock floor. So the Nether has a bedrock roof and floor that are impenetrable and cannot be passed, or at least not without any glitches or anything like that. So there is no night and day cycle in the Nether, and also there is not really a way of resetting your spawn using a bed in the Nether. There is a way of setting your spawn in the Nether using a different means called a respawn anchor, but it's not possible to set your spawn in the Nether using a bed. So the game developers, instead of just rendering it inert, they kind of added a troll into the game, so that whenever you tried to set your spawn in the Nether, or you tried to sleep in the Nether to get rid of all the monsters, or it will, instead of just not working, the bed will explode. Yes, it will explode, and it is quite a violent explosion. It's almost that of a TNT blast. Quite vigorous, actually. But for our means, it's an effective way to remove a lot of this netherrack really fast. and luckily for us, the ancient debris, the stuff that we're after, is completely blast resistant. So no matter how many times we blow it up with a bed, it will not break. So it will blow up all of this netherrack and all of the blackstone, and it will leave the ancient debris exposed so that we can go and collect it. And this is a lot faster than just taking your pickaxe at everything and just hollowing everything out. So we are going to do that. And I hear you asking from my little microphone in my computer, well, what about us? If it explodes so vigorously, won't we die? And normally, yes, if I were just to place a bed right there and then click on it, which I'm not going to do, it would basically kill me instantly. But what we are going to do is, in this little poke hole we made, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and on this 5th block, I'm going to take my pickaxe and drill a little hole as far as I can reach, and then I'm going to place the bed right as far down as it can go. I don't know if that was actually. I'm going to make sure I place this this bed as far as I can go down there, and then replace all of this netherrack. Now, in Bedrock Edition, it might be different in the Java Edition. I'm not quite sure on that, but at least in Bedrock Edition, the explosion originates from the pillow of the bed. So when you place it like this, the pillow is farthest away from you, and explosion damage to the player is calculated at the feet of the player. So when this explodes, it will have to explode through each block of this netherrack until it reaches us. So it will deal a little bit of damage, but each time it explodes one of these blocks, the explosion power will get smaller and smaller and smaller until it reaches us, and it will deal little to no damage to us at all. So that will be fantastic. The main thing we are going to have to worry about is fire damage. Occasionally this will set the block we're standing on fire, and we'll just have to look down and put it out really quick and then continue on our way. So I will make a bunch of these holes, and then we can do the fun part, which is exploding them and getting ourselves some ancient debris. So I'll go and get this prepared really quick, and then I'll loop you guys back in. Okay, so I have gone ahead and I've put down beds on either side of this little tunnel, all the way down to the end of this tunnel. Not very much, but at least enough to demonstrate it and hopefully find at least 1 or 2 pieces of ancient debris. Also, if you are playing on an older world that has generated terrain before that of the 1.16 update, you will need to travel further afield to find a terrain that is ungenerated. And a good indicator is to if you can find some of this nether gold ore, that will indicate to you that you have loaded brand new terrain, and there will be ancient debris somewhere in there, because this nether gold ore is also part of the new 1.16 update and is much more common than that of the ancient debris. But so we are going to go over here, and I am going to crouch behind this block here as far back as I can, and then boom! I like it! And you can see that was quite explosive, and it exposed a lot of the terrain here. And if we go and put out some of this fire, it looks like we exposed that other bed, so it might even be better to move the beds out even further afield. Look at that, we found our first piece of ancient debris, and that is fantastic. So I'm going to go ahead and finish putting out this fire, and I would recommend putting out the fire because sometimes the fire can set on top of one of these guys, and although it won't hurt it at all, it will cover it up, so it'll be harder to see that it's there. We are going to have to use diamond to mine this, so make sure you have a diamond tool. Iron won't cut it, but we are going to mine that, and we got our first piece of ancient debris. That is awesome, and we are going to need 4 ancient debris and 4 gold ingots to make 1 piece of netherite, to upgrade one armor. So it is a lot more rare than that of your diamond. And sometimes you can find these spawning or these ancient debris generating in groups of 2 or 3. But I think we're going to go ahead and try that a few more times to see if we can't expose it. Oops.
Complete.
Any more ancient debris. And there is some... Oh, and we do have to be careful about this lava. Just slap a block down there. But most likely, unless it's like right above you, lava won't spawn above you. So we'll just have to be careful about that. But just so you're aware. And we have another piece of ancient debris right there. As you can see, this is a fairly effective way. It would have took me a lot of mining to figure to get that. Even though these are pretty close to our central spot, we had no way of knowing that beforehand unless we used cheats and such. So it would have just been randomized mining until we found those. So it would have taken us a lot of area. And as you can see, we already cleared out all of that area with a single piece of bed. Just 3 wooden planks and 3 wool. Easy enough to acquire. So I'm going to go ahead and keep doing this for a bit and see how much ancient debris we can find. And yeah, you guys already know the drill, so I won't torture you with the grind. But I think that's what this has come down to, is just to start grinding, just to work at it and see how much of it we can acquire in this episode. So I will be doing this for a little bit, and then I will bring you guys back in. I've been doing this for a little while now, about an hour, and we have been able to collect a fair amount of resources. As you can see, we've blown up a substantial amount of the Nether. So, but that is the environmental cost, I guess, associated with mining for this Netherite. But I'm okay with it. I don't work too much in the Nether, especially not down here. But we might do a little bit more in the Nether in this series. Something a little bit more out of my comfort zone, especially if you guys are wanting to see some things like that. But for the grand reveal, we have gathered 27 ancient debris. Now that is pretty good. That's not too shabby. I didn't bring any gold with me, so I think I'm going to pack this up, and we're going to go back to the overworld and make this into some netherite tools, into some netherite ingots, and then we can upgrade our tools, some of our tools and maybe some of our armor, into netherite. And I'm really excited about that. But I will see you guys in the overworld. We are back in the overworld, home sweet home, and it is nice to be back. But I think I'm going to put a lot of the stuff in my inventory. As you can see, it's pretty full. I'm going to clean that up, and then we will take stock of all the things we have been able to get. Alright, so we are a little, we are cleaned up in our inventory, and I'm feeling a little less cluttered and a little bit more put together. So the first thing that we are going to want to do is take all of these ancient debris and put them in the furnace. They will smelt. If you put them in a blast furnace, they will smelt faster. I just don't, because I don't have one right now. I could make one for the sake of convenience, and probably will and should in the future. But we'll just use this furnace for right now. And as you can see, we're getting our first pieces of netherite scraps. And once we get 4 of these netherite scraps, then we can combine them with some gold, and then that will make us a netherite ingot. So the netherite is actually an alloy between the netherite scraps and gold. So we'll grab a few pieces of gold from here, 4 pieces of gold, gold ingots, and then if we put the netherite and the netherite scraps and the gold, we can get our first netherite ingot, which is fantastic. Look at that, first netherite ingot of Thrive Guide world. Before we can apply it to our tools and such, we will need to make a smithing table, which is something we haven't seen yet. If you put 4 wood planks in that, so it looks like a crafting table, and then you put iron ingots over the top, that will make a smithing table. And we can go ahead and put that. I'll probably put that right over here. That'll work. And I think I want to put my Silk Touch pickaxe in here. I really like the Silk Touch pickaxe. If you can't tell, I use it a lot. But we're going to put that in there and put our netherite ingot, and that will upgrade it. It will keep all of the enchantments and everything, so it will be a netherite pickaxe, and that is pretty amazing. So you can see that increases the attack damage by 1, and it increases the durability significantly. So check that out. We have our first netherite tool on the Thrive Guide world. I hope you guys are as stoked as I am. But I think I'm going to do the rest of this off camera. I'm gonna smelt the rest of that of those ancient debris, and then work on applying those to my tools. Speaking of which, if you guys have any name suggestions for any of these tools, like our netherite pickaxe that we just got, why don't you leave a comment down below about your name suggestions? I'd be happy to feature some of your suggestions here on the Thrive Guide world. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. My name has been ClickFlow, and if you did like the video, why don't you leave a like and subscribe for some more content if you really love the video. And I will see you guys next time. Take care. Bye for now.